Yes, my people, I'm back out in nature. I got another message. I hope it resonates later. So today video, I want to kind of talk about the higher self versus the ego self. Not too much. This video ain't going to be long. Just a little, a bit of difference between them. It's going to be related to the video I made previously. The video I made about attachment versus non-attachment. But we're going to get into a bit more detail of why we get attached and why we don't get attached to certain things. So, higher self versus your ego self, right? Every day we wake up, right, we get an option to either, pick from the higher self or the ego self. But unfortunately, throughout our whole life, or throughout most of our life, most of us, we got chucked into a system, from a young age that only gave us the option to kind of act off our ego, feed our ego, you know what I'm saying? Everything that this system, this matrix built and delivered to us is for us to forget about our higher self, which we're going to come to later. When you're operating your ego, you more care about, you more care about who's got what and what I got, and you're comparing and competing with your other brothers and sisters, basically. When you're operating the ego, you want to know what's going on, the latest news, the latest clothes, everything. You basically you're basically caught up in the world of what's really going on in the, when you're living in your ego. Don't get me wrong, we all need some ego because we live in a matrix where we're all gonna need ego. Even woke people, we're gonna need a bit of ego. But you gotta make sure your higher self is above your ego at all times, because our higher self knows best. With the ego, we go off temporary stuff, temporary feelings, like temporary pleasures with the ego. The higher self thinks long term. So yeah, the ego, basically what I was saying, the ego is about comparing, competing, materialistic things, right? That's what the ego is about. The ego is about materialistic thing, gain. With the higher self now, the higher self don't care. The higher self is the opposite to the ego. The higher self don't care about the outside stuff. The higher self don't care about when you're operating your higher self, you don't care about the materialistic things. They're just a bonus to you. Do you know what I mean? You more care about your mental state, how you feel. You operate from your heart when you're operating your higher self. Your higher self sees what's really, when you're woke out here, you really see what's going on out here when you're operating your higher self, People might start looking at you weird, strange, when you're operating your higher self, because you're making decisions that is against the matrix. And no disrespect, you got to understand there's a lot of people out here that's still in the matrix program, so they might not understand you. So that's good. That's a good thing. No one needs to understand you and your higher self apart from you and your higher self. You get me? So the whole point of the system is for us to forget about our higher self and just focus on the ego. But that's self-destruction. I remember when I was, really lost in the matrix, my higher self used to come now and then and give me a little nudge, like to remind me of who I am. But because I was so lost in the matrix, it was like, I kind of push it to the side a bit. But as I get older, and as I tap into myself more and really find out who I am, your higher self, you start to operate in your higher manner, like the manner that you're supposed to operate in the first place. You know what I mean? So that's kind of it, really, man. That's kind of it. I just wanted to kind of compare the ego and the higher self, how to know when you're operating in your, the ego. Your ego care about what's going on, the worldly things. The ego cares about how much money they got. Yeah, look at me, I'm the best. Yeah, I'm better than you. That's the ego, right? Your higher self more care about operating from the heart, bringing people together, growth. I'm trying to say, really living how you're supposed to live, free. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when you're operating your higher self, you're going to need a little bit of ego. You're always going to need ego in the matrix, because we live in the matrix that was built upon ego. But yeah, that was kind of it, man. You know what I mean? That was just basically just a little continue of the video previously, because when it's kind of related, because the ego life, it gets you attached to things that the world gives. The spiritual life, it allows you not to be attached, to the things that the world's offering, because those things are not for us. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was just the video of the day for today, the higher self versus the ego self. Just a little bit of comparison. I don't know it all. I'm still learning, still growing. I'm here to network. I'm here to learn, here to grow with others. So yeah, it'll be nice to hear some people's opinions and stuff, And yeah, that's it really. Peace, my people. Look after yourself. Take it easy. Peace.